Hives that are infested with Varroa destructor will die if some kind of treatment to control the pest is not used. One control option is known as integrated pest management, which combines the use of biological, cultural and chemical practices to control insect pests. The ideal integrated pest management, or IPM method, is inexpensive, causes few or no chemical residues, does not result in pest resistance to chemicals, and does not cause environmental damage. Experience from overseas shows that IPM can be used to control and limit the impact of Varroa mites. The advantage of IPM is that it's harder for Varroa to develop resistance to the range of different control measures used. Varroa and other pests can severely impact the health and economic viability of the hive. An integral part of IPM is to monitor hives for pests and diseases and to act if Varroa is detected above a certain level. Regular inspection of hives for pests and diseases is also part of the Australian honeybee industry biosecurity code of practice. The code requires all beekeepers, no matter how many hives you have, to monitor for the presence of mites such as Varroa and Tropicolaps at least twice a year, at a minimum of 4 months apart.
We feel as though if we were monitoring for these things, even though we know we haven't got them, that we're trying to lead by example to get people to try and look for things that may go wrong.
In beekeeping, IPM uses pesticides only when pests reach a certain level and begin to have an economic impact or would lead to the death of the hive. IPM should not be confused with organic practices. It does not discourage the use of chemicals. It promotes the use of selective pesticides only when needed. This generally means that less pesticide is used, keeping costs to a minimum. Chemicals that may not properly control Varroa when used on their own will control it when used in combination with other treatments. This increases the range of chemical treatment options available. Relying on synthetic chemicals alone to control Varroa and other pests is discouraged. Like other pests, Varroa also quickly develops resistance to chemical controls. And if this occurs, we lose a valuable tool for their long-term control. And depending on when the treatment is applied, chemicals may also leave residues in honey and wax. In New Zealand, the need to limit chemical residues in honey harvested from treated hives has influenced the timing of Varroa control. There are testing procedures that are used to make sure that residues of any kind in honey products for human consumption are below specified amounts. More and more though, consumers are demanding honey that is produced with a minimum of chemical inputs. Physical control methods that are part of an IPM program include treatments like drone trapping and ventilated floorboards. Varroa much prefer to invade drone brood rather than worker brood. This means that Varroa can be selectively removed from colonies by placing a comb of uncapped drone brood in a nest and allowing the Varroa to infest. The comb is removed from the hive a fortnight or so later when it is capped, taking the trapped Varroa with it. Ventilated floorboards have mesh floors so that any Varroa that fall to the bottom of the hive will then fall underneath and get stuck on sticky boards. It is possible to select queens that produce colonies that control Varroa reproduction in a hive. These lines can detect Varroa in the cells that contain pupae, uncap the infested cell and discard the pupae. Experience has shown though that even if a colony displays this hygienic behaviour, it alone is not enough to protect the hive completely from Varroa. Other control methods are also needed. There's also some variation in the strength of the behaviour from different breeding stock. Breeding programs need to be well managed to supply queens with only the best levels of Varroa-sensitive hygiene habits. If you see anything unusual on your bees, call the Exotic Plant Pest Hotline on 1800 084 881. For more information about bee biosecurity, go to the BeeAware website, beeaware.org.au.